Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all you have joining us live today. We are truly happy to have you all us with a special inspiring mind conversation with Dr. Praveen Singh, widely known as Khetibadiwala. Today's discussion is close to all of us because it speaks about food we grow, the food we consume, and the responsibility we share towards a healthier future. This conversation looks at the agriculture not only as a profession but as a space for the purpose, innovation, and growth impact. Dr. Singh's mission to make healthy, residue free food a reality for the human to for every Indian reminds us that the meaningful change begins with the awareness and information and actions. We would also love to have this interaction session this session as an interactive more of an interactive session. Please feel free to share your questions and thoughts in the comment section at any point. Dr. Singh will be happy to respond and engage with you for the questions as we move along. Let's listen and learn and get inspired together. Before we proceed, let's have a small introduction about Dr. Praveen Singh. Dr. Praveen Singh is widely known as Khetibadiwala, is a nationally respected expert in sustainable agriculture and controlled environment farming, working at the intersection of science, innovation, and public well-being. Currently, he serves as the founder director of Prayag Policy Research and Innovation Institute, while actively advising, collaborating, and organizing organizations like Lupin, Human Welfare Research Foundation, and Coromandel International Limited. His recent work focuses on hyper-local farming model, indoor vertical farms, agrovoltaic, and nutrition-centric food systems, and aim to deliver healthy, residue-free food for everyone in the urban India. With PhD in agriculture from Allahabad Agriculture Institute and a master's degree in agronomy from Jawaharlal Nehru Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Jabalpur, Dr. Singh brings a strong academic rigor to the real world agriculture challenges through the policy engagement, industry collaboration, and mentorship of agri entrepreneurship. He is an actively in driving India's transition for food security to nutritional security while farming both food ready and socially meaningful. Welcome, Dr. Singh, to the conversation.
Thank you, Vishal, and thank you for giving this opportunity to at least reach out to people who are really looking for a solution for long-lasting problem. So thank you very much, and yeah, as you rightly said, now the agriculture is transforming and there is a need to understand that what is the need of our hour and how we should move forward. And the challenge is people are willing, but they're looking for the option to get the right answers for their query. And this platform is really uh, an opportunity for those who really want to do something in their future, or they want to simply contribute for the surrounding, for the society, for the sector, and for the well being of all of us. So, thank you very much. Definitely, we are going to have an interactive session where I would love to share what I learn out of my 20 plus years of experience in this sector, and would be happy to take up the questions, because that asking right question and getting satisfactory answer is the key for moving forward. Yeah, Vishal.
Yeah, Dr. Praveen, since I come also from the almost same background, you share from come from the agriculture background, I come from the botany background, so we are very close to each other. Okay, I remember the recent advertisement that I used to see in the television that uh, there people has entered into a marriage ceremony hall and there's no food, and suddenly someone says that जो farmer छुट्टी पे हैं. Okay, and sudden then the other people said that we cannot be never on leave. Okay,
Mhm.
and that is what the importance of agriculture and the farmer happens to be there.
That's true. That's true. We are mostly, if I see, like, we take granted that the growers, I'm just expanding that farmer into a grower, because a grower can be a high-tech grower also for an indoor vertical farm, or even for a hydroponic farming. So honestly saying, we as a, even I'm considering myself also, we as a user or a consumer of agri produce have taken our farmer or a grower as for granted. And we always want that they should do their bit of work, but sometime we are little over possessive, or I should say conservative, that, oh, these guys, the poor guys, they will definitely work for us. And this is really a unique example, फार्मर छुट्टी पे है. जिस दिन अगर वो फार्मर छुट्टी पे हो जाएगा, उस दिन will look for a food. And
Right.
that is a challenge. Means I'm not able to interpret the kind of a situation. Suppose the farmer is on leave, then how we are going to live? Yeah.
Right, Dr. Praveen. So, Dr. Praveen, what we will do, see, is we share almost the same background. Okay,
Mm.
agriculture and botany are very close to each other. Okay, so we both holds the degree from the natural sciences, our
Yeah.
PhD degree from the natural sciences. So most of the questions definitely will be coming out of my heart because somewhere down the line, being into altogether a different profession right now, but still I am a botanist by heart.
Mm.
So the questions will be coming directly from my heart.
So
Okay.
somehow you also understand the happiness and sorrow of a plant. And I always used to say that कि भाई अगर आपको खेती करनी है या आपको एग्रीकल्चर में रहना है, you should learn a skill where you can talk to your plants. And talking doesn't mean that the way we are talking. Talking means that once you enter in any growing area, and if you just go back long back in our ancestors who have been doing the farming, every day they were just visiting those plots. हर खेत में जाके मेड़ से बता देते थे कि फसल कैसी है. So that's the kind of skill set required for just understanding the pain points of plants. And plants, they will tell you everything. The only thing is you need to be capable enough talking or understanding their languages. So it is not that what the way we are talking, that okay, Visal and Praveen is talking with using their words. How the plants, they show that those symptoms. And as a grower, one need to understand कि पौधा कह क्या रहा है. अगर हम उस लेवल पे पहुंच जाते हैं, तो then definitely there is a sky is a limit. And if you go back, see every community, एक दो या तीन ऐसे प्रोग्रेसिव फार्मर होंगे जिनकी फसल अच्छी होती है. एंड दोज आर द गाइस हु कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि प्लांट को क्या चाहिए.
Very
That's
rightly said, Dr. Praveen.
right.
यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा one thing that came into my mind while I was selecting my PhD topic. So I selected just not to I'm taking time out of your quality time. I am also investing my time. So I said that when I was discussing about with my professor that I want to have a topic and that was related to phytosociology. Okay,
Ah,
even the doctor, my professor said ki phytosociology, who studies phytosociology now? Well, if I cannot understand the sociology of the plant, then being a botanist does not make any sense for me. Everyone is doing plant pathology or microbiology and everything, so that is definitely required. Okay, but
interesting.
work on phytosociology is also required, and we need to understand the sociology of the plant. Similarly, what we talk about human society and everything, so
Mm.
we that was my area of interest. So that my what my PhD topic was that. So I worked on the phytosociology part.
That's great, and that reminds me when I boarded the team of Dr. Anand Burman, who was the then chairman for Dabur Group. He has given me a book where the book was on that the plant they communicate. पौधे आपस में कम्युनिकेट करते हैं एंड थ्रू डिफरेंट मीडियम रूट से they exude some chemical and they do some kind of a vibration. So that was an interesting point. I got that book from Dr. Anand Burman, and it was really interesting. So that reminds me the phytosociology once again.
Okay, so coming back to our discussion, okay,
Yeah.
Dr. Singh, when you hear the phrase "the inspiring minds," so because we are using the platform of inspiring minds to have a discussion and taking our words to the word that yes, please understand that agriculture is very required, and we cannot live without agriculture. So, when you hear this phrase of the word called the inspiring minds, what does it means to you in context of agriculture, food, and societal well-being?
See, इसको एक दूसरे तरीके से if you see like doing something different than every normal thing, as you rightly said that you opted for a kind of topic, phytosociology. So inspiration comes from within, from surrounding, and from the society. So एक तरीके से अगर देखें तो सिर्फ कंफर्ट में रहना एक बहुत आसान सा ऑप्शन होता है. एंड व्हेन we are doing something extraordinary for the society, for the kind of a people, or to resolving or solving any problem, we need to come out of that kind of a comfort zone, and we have to build inside a kind of a bhook. एक तरीके से कहा जाए तो hunger to do something or give back something to the society by taking your painful journey through different phases is, according to me, is kind of a inspiring mind. Means एक दिमाग में वो सोच होनी चाहिए, वो एक तरीके का जज्बा होना चाहिए जो कि कहीं ना कहीं कुछ जो समाज की प्रॉब्लम है या आपकी अपनी प्रॉब्लम भी है, सो उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए अगर कुछ हम डिफरेंट करते हैं, सो दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ inspiration always I carry for every individual. If we can do our bit, then definitely the society is going to be an interesting place and happy place to live. So that's the way I take it.
That's a great point, Dr. Praveen. I remember when I was asked to join as an advisor to the Inspiring Minds, okay, and host multiple events, especially when it's related to management and science, because I happens to be on the both side of the journey.
Hmm.
So they said that what we look forward for in the Inspiring Minds is to bring the inspiring stories.
Yeah.
So we celebrate the inspiring people through awards, through podcast and everything. So we work constantly finding people who has inspired us directly or indirectly, and have a discussion with them, award them, or something like that.
Hmm,
Okay,
that's great.
so
Good initiative
that's
taking
the
out those. Yeah.
that's the fundamental concept behind the inspiring minds. Okay, and what you said about the inspiring minds, the definition of inspiring minds totally correlate with what the founder of inspiring minds have there in the mind.
Mhm. That's great.
Coming to the next
Yeah.
question, Dr. Praveen. Okay,
Mhm.
so you also call yourself as the Khetibadiwala. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's go back to the Kheti Badi, the original word what we call as agriculture. So we turned it into Roman language or Latin language, and we turned it into agriculture rather than still people very low number of people knows that it is Kheti Badi. Okay,
Mhm.
not just agriculture. Kheti Badi is beyond agriculture.
Yep.
Okay, so given that Kheti Badi has evolved differently across regions, cultures, and generation, in even necessary to arrive at a single universal acceptable definition. That is what I said. There is a difference between agriculture and Kheti Badi.
Mhm.
So, how do you view the plurality of the context of modern agriculture and policy making related to that?
See, अगर आज मैं this the खेती बाड़ी wala as a title I took this I think a decade back. Before that, I've done my all study in traditional farming. So at that time, my thought was a grower, the person who is doing this खेती बाड़ी, is feeding the world, is giving source of satisfying their hunger. However, जब भी आप देखो, कभी भी किसान की बात आती है, कभी भी फार्मर की बात आती है, आप किसी भी पिक्चर में देखेंगे, we always get kind of a deprived phase.
Right,
Or believe me, a grower, a farmer, a kheti badi wala is a person who is having a ability or having a kind of attitude to absorb any kind of a shock. And every 3 years, 1 year is going to be a bad year for a farmer. He's always getting a shock, whether it is coming from the climate, whether it is coming from the something like volatility of pricing, even whatever the post-harvest losses that are also going to go to the grower, the kheti badiwala. Despite that, none of the guys or anybody is willing to opt for this farming, despite it is having a risk taking ability, it is feeding the nation, it is a fulfilling the requirement of society. Even then, people are feeling like not that comfortable calling them. I'm doing the farming, I'm a farmer, I'm a kheti badiwala. And that's how I took this deliberately. I took this title of the kheti badiwala. Let's make it a kind of a proud profession, because every profession is a profession. However, somehow this is the dignification of this kheti badi or grower or a farming is somehow missing. And that's how I took this title, that let's make it a kind of a profession where everyone can look for an opportunity to venture. Having said that, now खेती बाड़ी की जो बात हो रही है, the terminology of this agriculture, it is evolving. So in a nutshell, if I say anything which is coming out of farming is a produce which is going to meet the societal requirement, whether it is coming through the traditional farming, whether it is coming from urban farming. Now there is two means a set of bucket which is evolving in Indian agriculture. Not only in Indian agriculture, globally, these are the two sectors within this kheti badi or within this farming is emerging. One is the traditional farming, where our farmer, the grower, kisan, वो अपनी ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग मिट्टी के साथ कर रहा है, एंड ही इज द हैप्पी गाय। आज भी अगर देखें, देर आर पीपल, देर आर द ग्रोवर्स, देर आर द फार्मर who knows the behavior of soil, who knows the behavior of crop, who over a period of a time develop their skill to get the best and maximum produce. That those growers are known as the progressive farmer. And that bucket is still containing, in Indian context, containing around 99% of the total farm, which is majorly focusing on the grains. अनाज पैदा करने वाला हमारा किसान, वो अगर देखें तो ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग में ही कर रहा है। The second subsector of agriculture, the खेती बाड़ी, is the urban farming. और अगर हम बात करें अर्बन फार्मिंग की, तो अर्बन फार्मिंग इज मेजरली फोकसिंग ऑन द फ्रेश। फ्रेश मींस, ग्रीन मींस जो कि आप पकाए बिना खाते हो, मेजरली द सब्जियां जो कि डायरेक्ट कंज्यूम करते हो। आज अगर हम देखें तो ये खेती बाड़ी एक ऐसा प्रोफेशन नहीं रह गया कि भाई ये तो हमारे ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग है, इसमें तो मेहनत लगती है, इसमें तो एकदम से दिन रात मेहनत करने के बाद पैसे भी उतने मिलते हैं कि हम सस्टेन कर पाए अपने आप को। वही यही एक ऑप्शन नहीं है। दूसरा ऑप्शन, वेयर इट इज नोन एज द व्हाइट कॉलर फार्मिंग, वेयर ऑल एआई टूल्स आर गोइंग टू बी देयर। बस as a urban farming grower or खेती बाड़ी वाला, you need to understand the pulse of your crop. अगर मैं आज बात करूं खेती बाड़ी का, जो एक ये बड़ा सा एक सेक्टर है, ये सेक्टर अब आने वाले टाइम में दो एक सब सेक्टर में बंटने वाला है। और सबसे अच्छी चीज ये है कि ये एक दूसरे के कॉम्पिटिटर नहीं बन रहे हैं, बिकॉज आई स्पेसिफिकली सेड कि ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग इज स्टिल गोइंग टू फोकस ऑन आवर ग्रेन प्रोडक्शन, एंड दिस अर्बन फार्मिंग सेक्टर is going to focus on greens. So they are becoming enabler to each other for meeting or feeding the world growing population. So that's the way I just consider this a very basic definition of agriculture is somehow producing efficiently and healthy for those who are willing to pay a price for that. Yeah.
Dr. Praveen, let me go into your personal detail a bit.
Mhm.
Okay. Because I believe that the personality, being also into the HR, we understand that the personality builds up what we are today. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
and there is always a story behind that. Okay, for all personality. So let's go into your story. Okay, so as even people can see that you have written Dr. Praveen Singh as the Khetibadiwala. Okay, so what personal experience and realization shaped your journey from agronomy to become a mission driven advocate for healthy and residue free food?
Yeah, Vishal, a very simple thing. As I started my journey, not only in a professional field, even when I was doing this study. एक पता नहीं कहाँ से एक कीड़ा रहता था कि कोई एक चीज अगर मैं लेके चल रहा हूं, तो आई शुड गो इन दैट डिटेल that it should create a difference in among the classmates only. So that time, even a story behind my whole initiative was I got a least mark in third year of one of the subject in agronomy. And then I decided, no, I'll just something like take this agronomy as my future, because I was loving something kind of a plant breeding. And you won't believe, the fourth year there's a seed technology which is almost near to agronomy subject, and I managed to deliver what I planned. So that was something kind of my journey during the study, from a passionate plant breeder to an agronomist, because that was something, I need to build upon further on this agronomy aspect. And that's how I just opted for master's and doctorate in agronomy. अब दूसरी बात, जब हम प्रोफेशन की तरफ आते हैं, I started my career as an consultant to European Commission for Rural Development Projects. So one was in ravine affected area, and then followed by British High Commission. And I found that, oh, this is something, an area where we need to work on. However, the kind of a output, the kind of a result, it was a little not as per my own expectation. The money was pouring out, but if I look back for the kind of a result we were looking for, there was something, some gap. Then I moved to let's go for a corporate, because this is more business centric, and ROI is always a focus area. So then I just moved for one of this Tata Chemicals, Tata Krishi Vikas Kendra. There also I realized it's just a really a wide gap what the farmer is looking for and what we are advocating to them. So I tried to enter in the area where the agri input, which are the foundation for any kind of a growing system. So I ventured myself. Okay, let's take some agri input initiative. So Tata Chemical, Nagarjuna fertilizers, and even Coromandel fertilizer, and then even Indorama also. And I tried to do something which is really the farmer are looking for. Up to some extent, I could manage to achieve what I was looking for, because today, if we look back, the soil health is one of the crucial factor for ensuring the farming. And when I left Tata's, I one of the person of the team who created a branded organic compost, and the first full rake was gone to West Bengal for increasing the organic matter content of a soil, because in soil the organic matter is working as an heart. And then one fine day I got an opportunity to work for this hydroponics, and you believe at that time, one of the top executive of one of the company, he has just pinged me on a LinkedIn. We are working on a hydroponic project. Will you be interested on that? At that time, I was not aware the literal meaning of a hydroponic, and then I started the journey of a hydroponics, and that migration from input to output or a growing profession, it has transformed my thought process in terms of how the nutrients are working, how the crop growth is, what is the role of a soil. Then I realized the soil, जो धरती माँ कहते हैं, it is not only the word, because in farming soil is working as a mother buffering agent. जब तक उसकी कैपेसिटी के बियॉन्ड नहीं जाता है, तब तक क्रॉप के ऊपर इम्पैक्ट नहीं होता है. एज अ ग्रोअर अगर आपने कुछ गड़बड़ की, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं उस इम्पैक्ट को अपने अंदर माँ की तरह सजो के रखती है, कोशिश करती है कि हमारे पौधों पे इम्पैक्ट ना हो. एंड दैट्स हाउ आई ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट यस, this is an area where I can create a real difference by becoming a mother for the plants, mother and father for the plants, because in high-tech farming, in urban farming, soil is missing. So as a grower, you have to play a role of a mother, father, and the caretaker. And that's the way I thought this is an area where I can achieve what I'm looking for, and society can get the kind of a produce, the kind of a health we are looking for. आज अगर मैं कहीं पे खुद खरीदने जाता हूँ, and even you might also go for a buying your vegetable, fruit, or anything, or any one of you are going for a buying, you never know what you are buying in terms of a nutritive value of the produce, in terms of what the kind of a residue is there, whether it is healthy or not, and how old this plant is or produce is being harvested. Because every minute जिस टाइम से हम हार्वेस्टिंग करते हैं उसी समय से इसका डिट्यूरेशन शुरू हो जाता है. And that's how I took that, okay, this is an area where I can create a difference. And that's how past a decade I've been in this area. And again, proudly saying, achieving that milestones, but gradually. Yeah.
Uh, Dr. Praveen, I will ask a small, technical question. Okay, because being, also from the same background, so I was also interested a little bit into, hydroponics. Okay, so there are two words that comes up. One is hydroponics, and other is the aquaponics.
Mhm.
Okay, so usually people do say that aqua means water. Okay,
Mhm.
so it's aquaponics and hydroponics are same, but I have studied that both are different.
Yep.
Okay, so can you, before we go detail into other questions,
Mhm.
okay, that was there earlier in mind, because as since I told you that most of the questions comes up while we are discussing, so I would like to
That's
know
good.
about this part, that why what is the difference between hydroponics and aquaponics?
Okay, so I don't know. We are heading towards a little more kind of a technical discussion, and I'm sure that I'll try to put everything in a very layman language, so everyone who is here and spending their time must understand that what we are talking on. So.
Just to add on, Dr. Praveen, this
Mhm.
video will be available on LinkedIn for a longer duration of time. Also available on YouTube. Okay, so
Mhm.
those who have not been able to join, being the Saturday evening, okay,
Mhm.
and the first week of January, because that was my intention first, that since a botanist, I want the agriculture part to come in the month of January 1st. Okay, the first
Mhm.
week of January, so might be some people would not be able to join. Okay, but as since the videos will be available on YouTube as well as on LinkedIn. Okay, so I would request you to go a little bit technical, so that those who interested into technical can go and check your videos and get awareness about that.
Got it, Vishal. Got it. So there are two words. Yes, ponic is there, aquaponics and hydroponics. So let me first explain that what is hydroponics, and basically the difference is aquaculture and hydroculture. So aqua means always the fish. So let me first explain the first part, the hydroponics. What is hydroponics? Because basically the definition wise, people used to say that hydro and ponus is hydroponics. Hydro means working with water is hydroponic, or growing crop without soil is hydroponic, or growing plants in water is hydroponics. However, it is beyond. How? Because hydroponics is what? It is a technique. और अगर इसको हम देखें तो ये केवल और केवल जड़ के आसपास, अगर हम बात करें इसको दो पार्ट में पौधे को डिवाइड करने में, तो एक होता है शूट पार्ट एंड सेकंड होता है रूट पार्ट. हाइड्रोपोनिक इज ओनली रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू रूट पार्ट, एंड द impact, the positive impact is going to your shoot and into fruit also. So one thing, hydroponic is only related to root. Second is, this is a technique to create ideal microclimate around the root zone. अब आइडियल माइक्रोक्लाइमेट में क्या क्या चीजें आती हैं कि सब टेम्परेचर होना चाहिए, क्योंकि बिना टेम्परेचर के कोई भी रूट या प्लांट ग्रो नहीं कर सकता. ऑप्टिमल टेम्परेचर. सेकंड, ब्रीथ करने के लिए ऑक्सीजन होनी चाहिए, मींस हवा होनी चाहिए. खाने के लिए न्यूट्रिशन होना चाहिए. एंड थर्ड इज अगेन a kind of environment where the pathogens are not there. So जो हम बात कर रहे थे हाइड्रोपोनिक्स, working with water, now it is coming restricted beyond, and it is saying that creating, this is a technique to create ideal microclimate around the root zone, and that is hydroponics. और उसी की वजह से अगर जड़ जो सप्लाई सोर्स है, द माउथ ऑफ प्लांट, वो हेल्दी होगा तो आपकी प्लांट हेल्दी होगा, आपका प्रोड्यूस हेल्दी होगा, आपकी क्रॉप में, मतलब एक सबसे बड़ा यूनिक चीज ये है कि हाइड्रोपोनिक इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ टेक्निक, एज अ ग्रोवर, एज आई मेंशन, you as a grower is going to be mother, father or caretaker of your crop. So जैसा आप करोगे, very next day within 24 hour, because again the mother soil which is acting as a buffering agent is not there, so जो भी आप गलती करोगे वो अगले दिन आपकी crop पे impact करेगा. So in hydroponics, as a grower you need to be a very very precise, and resource need to be used optimal level. अब अगला जो एक टर्म आया था हाइड्रोपोनिक्स से, एक्वापोनिक्स. यस, वाटर इज कॉमन इन बोथ. एक एडिशन, बाकी सब चीजें कॉमन होने के साथ साथ इसमें फिश फार्मिंग आ जाता है, बिकॉज व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन इन एक्वापोनिक्स, द फिश इज गेटिंग फीड from deteriorating root, or we are feeding material to our food to our fishes, and that excreta is passed through the hydroponic system, and that's how जो तरीके से additional compost, additional kind of a nutrient in terms of excreta of your fish is being utilized by the crop, and that system is known as aquaponics. वो थोड़ा complicated होता है, but yes, believe me, if you can manage efficiently, then that is going to be one of the most efficient system in terms of a productivity, in terms of a nutrient use efficiency, because partially you are using the excreta of fish for growing your crop, and third, within a system you are growing your crop as well as the fish. It is going to be more profitable. Yeah.
So I hope Dr. Praveen, आपका जो institute है, they can always help those who are interested in setting up their hydroponic system or aquaponic system.
I'm always there, but I'm not providing the hardware. अगर आप देखेंगे तो इसमें दो पार्ट होता है. For a success of any kind of urban farming, there is a one hardware part, second is a software part. अब ये हार्डवेयर एंड सॉफ्टवेयर को अगर हम अलग करें तो हार्डवेयर वो सभी चीजें होती हैं जो कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाने में काम आती हैं, लाइक ग्रोइंग सिस्टम हो गया, ऑटोमेशन सिस्टम हो गया, इरिगेशन सिस्टम हो गया, फर्टिगेशन सिस्टम हो गया, ग्रीन हाउस हो गया. दीज ऑल कम्स अंडर हार्डवेयर. माय एक्सपर्टीज इज द सॉफ्टवेयर, एंड सॉफ्टवेयर इज व्हाट, हाउ टू ग्रो योर क्रॉप. अब इसमें कौन सी क्रॉप, कौन सी वैरायटी, किस समय पे ट्रांसप्लांटिंग करना है, उसमें कौन कौन से न्यूट्रिएंट लगेंगे, व्हाट इज द बैलेंस न्यूट्रिशन, एंड देन व्हाट आर दोस चैलेंजेस वन ग्रो एज अ ग्रोवर इज गोइंग टू फेस, इज द सॉफ्टवेयर. एंड विशाल, you know, for the success of any kind of a urban farming venture, the ratio of these two is 80-20. अगर आपके हार्डवेयर में थोड़ा कहीं पे प्लस माइनस है और आपका सॉफ्टवेयर सही है, मींस हाउ टू ग्रो योर क्रॉप, देन success is almost assured. So 80% comes from how to grow your crop, the software part, and hardware is roughly 20%. And this I'm just telling you, this is my own observation. जबकि पैसे सबसे ज्यादा लगते हैं आपके हार्डवेयर में, बट सबसे एक बॉटम लाइन यही होती है कि आपकी फसल कैसी ग्रो कर रही है. सिस्टम लगा लेना इज गुड, however if you are not able to produce the cost effective way of your crop, and also with a rider of रेजिड्यू फ्री, बिकॉज आज अगर मैं कहीं पे भी बात करता हूं तो अगर आप इतनी हाईटेक फार्मिंग में जा रहे हैं तो जस्ट सम एटलीस्ट द बॉटम लाइन नीड टू बी कि जब मेरा प्रोड्यूस मेरे फार्म से निकले, प्राउडली लोग कहें कि भाई ये जो खेत है, इस खेत से जो प्रोड्यूस जाता है, इसमें जहर की मात्रा जीरो होगी और न्यूट्रिशन की मात्रा मैक्सिमम या ऑप्टिमल होगी. So that's the way these things are there. But yes, I'm always there. Don't hesitate. Anyone who is looking for any kind of input, एक जो डॉक्टर का पैशन होता है उसी तरह का पैशन मेरे साथ भी है कि अगर कहीं किस कोई परेशानी में है, आई बी ऑलवेज देयर, वॉट एवर बेस्ट आई कैन डू. या
डॉक्टर प्रवीण, अब मुझे लग रहा है कि द इंस्पायरिंग माइंड्स टीम्स हैज इज डूइंग अ ग्रेट वर्क फाइंडिंग पीपल.
It's my pleasure that you have given me an opportunity to speak on. Otherwise, I'm on a mission to at least जहाँ कहीं पे भी हूँ वहाँ पे ये जरूर रहे कि भाई जो प्रोड्यूस जा रहा है इसमें रेजिड्यू मीन्स, and it is what, it is only the technique, it's a science. It is not something like कि आप खेती ऐसे ही कर सकते हो. It is a growing crop using science. एंड आज जो हम बदनाम करते हैं कि मेरा फर्टिलाइजर गड़बड़ है, मेरा पेस्टिसाइड गलत है, नो, इट्स हाउ यू आर यूजिंग दैट. Pesticide is one of the agrochemical which is using very high degree of a science to develop that. रेजिड्यू साइकिल होती है. एक साइकिल के बाद उसका जो पॉइजनस नेचर होता है वो खत्म हो जाता है. बट समहाउ ये एक जो नॉलेज की लिंक है वो मिसिंग है. आज आप नासिक में जाइए, मैक्सिमम ग्रेप वहां से एक्सपोर्ट होता है, मैक्सिमम पेस्टिसाइड वो यूज करता है. बट जब यूरोप में पहुंचता है तब तक वहां पे रेजिड्यू नहीं होता, बिकॉज ही नोस एवरी मॉलिक्यूल व्हाट इज द रेजिड्यू साइकिल. And there is a need for a policymakers also. They must have to put a very bold words that if this is the pact, because most of our growers they don't know that what is this scientific term. बट वे बहुत सिंपल तरीके से उस पर बड़े बड़े बोल्ड अक्षरों में लिखा होना चाहिए कि अगर आप ये वाला पेस्टिसाइड यूज कर रहे हो तो 10 दिन की इसकी रेजिड्यू साइकिल, उसके बाद ही हार्वेस्ट करना था. सो दैट इज द नीड ऑफ आवर. अभी इसी चीज की जरूरत है और तभी जाके इससे एक मजा आता है कि जी हाँ जी, इस तरीके की फार्मिंग आपको करनी चाहिए. या
वंडरफुल पॉइंट डॉक्टर प्रवीण. मुझे लग रहा है कि नाउ द एग्रीकल्चर जो हम लोग पढ़ते थे, ठीक है, और शायद बहुत लोग, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, जब इट वाज पेनफुल फॉर मी टू लीव बॉटनी एंड कम इनटू ऑल टुगेदर डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट बिकॉज ऑफ सर्टेन रीजन दैट इज बियॉन्ड द स्कोप ऑफ दिस पॉडकास्ट. बट स्टिल बहुत लोग हैं मेरे जैसे जो पेड़ पौधों से बहुत प्यार करते थे बट किसी कारणवश छोड़ गए. ठीक, कोशिश ये रहेगी कि उन लोग को वापस लेकर आए हम लोग. ठीक है, थोड़ा नजदीक, अगर पूरा तरह से नहीं, जैसे मैं भी पूरी तरह से शायद एग्रीकल्चर में या प्लांट साइंसेस में वापस ना आ पाऊं, बट स्टिल कुछ लोग, हम लोग जैसे लोग जो हैं वो आपके साथ आगे बढ़े. ठीक है, तो शायद हम लोग मैंने दुनिया को बदल पाए और एग्रीकल्चर को एज अ डिफरेंट तरीके से देख पाए.
Absolutely right, Vishal. Let's start from our own surrounding. And it is
राइट.
not a rocket science, as I said, कि हाइड्रोपोनिक जिस समय हमको बोला गया कि भाई आप हाइड्रोपोनिक प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करना चाहेंगे, सो दैट टाइम आई वाज नॉट अवेयर द लिटरल मीनिंग ऑफ कि ये हाइड्रोपोनिक होता क्या है, किस चिड़िया का नाम है. And at the final interview with one of the chairman of DS Group, he has asked, Dr. Praveen, do you have a prior experience of this farming? I said no. However, the basic knowledge of agriculture I do have, and ability to gather knowledge is enabling me to take up your project. सो ये कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, बस सिंपल पौधे से हंसते बोलते रहिए, अपने आप पौधा आपका रिस्पॉन्ड करता रहेगा, उसको एडजस्ट करते रहिए, रिजल्ट मिलता रहेगा. या
Okay, so Dr. Praveen, you often talk about moving India into food security to nutritional security.
या
Okay. बहुत लोगों के बीच में अभी कॉन्फ्यूजन है कि खाना खा लिया तो मेरे को न्यूट्रिशन मिल गया. Okay, but that is not the fact, especially those who are into natural sciences.
Yeah.
Okay, they know that there is a difference between a food security and a nutritional security. So why this critical shift today, and what does the role of awareness plays about achieving it?
विशाल, अगर हम मतलब ये चीजें कहीं छिपी नहीं है, इन बातों को अगर देखा जाए तो कहीं छिपी नहीं है कि 60 के दशक में, 60s में, वी आर लुकिंग फॉर अ फूड. हम वो हमारे ग्रैंडफादर एंड माय फादर वर आल्सो शेयरिंग द स्टोरी कि वो लाल वाला गेहूं आता था और वो भी एक कंट्रोल रेट पे मिलता था. एट दैट टाइम द नीड ऑफ आवर वाज टू feed the population. And I can proudly say that this green revolution has delivered that. Though there is a lot of a conflict and a lot of a something kind of misinterpretation, however, my thought is, as an individual professional of agriculture, the green revolution has enabled us to meet the food demand. So food security तो हमने achieve कर ली. And even our politician, so far called as a prime minister, he has contributed for bringing that the DOF gene of wheat somehow. And the story everybody knows. I need not to share that story. However, फूड सिक्योरिटी की बात कर रहे थे, वो कहीं ना कहीं आज अगर हम देखें अपना फूड बास्केट, अपना प्रोडक्शन कैपेसिटी, वी आर in surplus, except few like oil crop and pulses. We are producing surplus and we are exporting and meeting others' demand. So बात वहीं पे आती है कि भाई पहले अपना पेट तो भर लो. तो भाई आज अगर देखा जाए तो जो पेट भरने वाली प्रॉब्लम थी, उस प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन तो हमें मिल गया. आज जो एक डॉक्टर भी आपका प्रिस्क्रिप्शन, डाइट प्रिस्क्रिप्शन बनाता है, दैट बेस्ड ऑन कि भाई कैरेट में इतना विटामिन ए होगा एंड दालों में इतना प्रोटीन होगा. अगर अरहर की दाल खा रहे हो और चने की दाल खा रहे हो और कोई भी अगर अलग वो वेजिटेबल की जो डाइट बनती है, उसमें एक स्टैंडर्ड लिया जाता है. उसी के बेसिस पे हम पूरी सी डाइट चार्ट को बनाते हैं. बट क्या वो न्यूट्रिशनल प्रोफाइल ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर वेजिटेबल, ग्रेन और काइंड ऑफ अ फ्रूट इज स्टिल देयर? Or with the deteriorating health of soil, with the deteriorating practices, with a changing climate, whether that nutrient profile is still there? Who is going to answer for that question? ये हर एक के दिमाग में आता है. But that's how I used to say, now the time has come as an agriculture professional. We need to talk on a nutritional security. If we want to go for a balanced diet in terms of a fat, protein, and vitamin, mineral, so I must know whatever I am producing having this nutrient. So as I mentioned, I'm on a mission for ensuring residue-free, nutrient produce, nutritious produce. So first thing, gradually, the first farm I achieved zero residue. Believe me, 280 pesticide residue, there is none of them is having any trace in that. And it is nothing like a rocket science. Using a right agrochemical, using those which is already being certified, using those which are have means plant-based sources are there, traditional knowledge is there, insecticidal soap is one of that kind of a solution. So एक लेवल पे हम अभी पहुंच सके हैं. दूसरा लेवल ये है कि अगर मैं आज अपने फार्म के प्रोड्यूस का एक बार न्यूट्रिएंट प्रोफाइलिंग करते हैं, तो हमें पता चलेगा कि साहब मेरी स्ट्रॉबेरी में क्या वो न्यूट्रिएंट एंड मिनरल है जो कि इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड के हिसाब से, क्या वही सब न्यूट्रिएंट प्रोफाइल है जो कि 20 साल पहले था? क्योंकि आई एम नॉट श्योर दैट व्हेन इट इज बीइंग अपडेटेड, कि एक होता है डाइट चार्ट बनता है, उस डाइट चार्ट के बेसिस पे ये होता है कि साहब जो पालक की पत्ती है वो आपका 0.03% आयरन होगा उसमें, वेदर इट इज देयर और नॉट, आंसर वी डोंट हैव। बट यस, opted an option in hydroponic because soil का एक और दूसरा नेचर होता है कि soil is a living dynamic body जहां पे कि 24/7 चेंजेस होते रहते हैं। अब एक सॉइल जो महाराष्ट्र की है, एक सॉइल जो दिल्ली की है, अब इन दोनों में क्या न्यूट्रिशन उतना ही है जो उसमें प्रोड्यूस होके आ रहा है? क्या उसी सेम न्यूट्रिशन पे आ रहा है? So answer is somehow no. But yes, there are options because I've done some in hydroponic growing system. I've done a fortification of a iron and managed to achieve 300% higher iron content in the spinach produced by hydroponic growing system by fortifying the iron content. So answer is now everyone need to think on that line. There is a need for sensitizing those consumers that see it is not only कि आपने ये खा लिया तो खत्म. We need to understand, and down the line, policymaker need to provide that kind of regulation where they must put the nutritional profile of any kind of a farm produce. I'm not talking about the grains. I'm only talking about the fresh.
डॉक्टर प्रवीण, यहाँ पर दो क्वेश्चंस मेरे पास दैट केम इनटू माय माइंड. वन इज
Yeah.
दैट is government helping us in this kind of procedures for hydroponics? Is there any policies from the governments to support hydroponics? Because I haven't seen, I have seen a lot in organic farming, but I haven't seen anything related to hydroponics or aquaponics.
Vishal, I'm a fortunate to communicate. Uh, Last time I visited the secretary in Agri Infra Fund, Government of India, to just discuss with him my own problem. That okay, this is something like a challenge I've been facing, and there is a urban farming need to have some subsidy, and even had an interaction with Commissioner Horticulture and additional commissioners. Also, tried to convince them there is a need for that. The good part is this government, the current government, the fourth bill was signing that hydroponic is coming under the subsidy scheme.
That's a wonderful news, Dr. Praveen.
That's credit goes to the policy makers, and I'm happy to share that they put some add-on subsidy on hydroponics. So in terms of automation, in terms of a growing system, in terms of a kind of a irrigation system, they have put some add-on subsidy. So now at least hydroponics comes under subsidy scheme, and even agri infra fund is available for individual grower. वहां पे जो पेज था कि वो ग्रुप ऑफ ग्रोअर मींस फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस कैन avail that infrastructure fund, which is 3 crores up to 3 crores of means bank credit link subsidy. It is not something like a subsidy. Subsidy is only on the interest. However, पहले क्या था कि जब तक फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर ग्रुप नहीं है तब तक आप हाइड्रोपोनिक नहीं टेकअप कर सकते थे. बट विद साइनिंग ऑफ दिस द बिल with the new government fourth bill, now individual grower can also apply for agri infra fund to install their hydroponic growing system, which is 3% subsidy. तो 6% पे लोन मिलता है प्लस हॉलीडे पीरियड रीपेमेंट में जो हॉलीडे पीरियड होता है, बिकॉज इट इज स्कीम इज फॉर न्यू इनिशिएटिव्स. सो वो पूरी सी स्कीम में आपको हॉलीडे पीरियड तब तक देता है जब तक आप कैश रिच नहीं हो जाते हो, एज एन ऑपरेशनल ओपेक्स पॉजिटिव एंड सरप्लस नहीं होते हो, तब तक वो हॉलीडे पीरियड भी देता है. And the best part is within 90 days, the credit will be in your account. That is the kind of a timeline they set. And it is, this scheme is really working fine.
I think Dr. Praveen, those who are into management, okay, this
Mhm.
especially the students of agriculture as well as management, okay,
Mhm.
they will be highly interested now, okay, because many a times happens that the VCs or even the angel investors does not put lots of money behind hydroponics, because hydroponics no doubt is about lots of capital is required.
Yeah.
Okay. Now with government support, I think people now the VC will also come forward for more of supplying the funds. Okay.
Yeah.
And government ka support mil jana is like a blessings, and more people will be coming forward and getting involved into hydroponics like system.
Yeah, I agree. I agree absolutely. And this is something like for a good cause of a society. अगर आप देखो तो जो हमारा आज ग्रोवर है, पूरा एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर है, and as I said that urban farming and traditional farming, they are becoming enabler for each other. So let that our traditional farming to focus on producing grain, and urban farming should focus on means nutritive rich fresh produce, not the greens, the fresh produce, all those produce which comes under कि भाई हम उसको जो फार्म से हरा लेके जाते हैं जिसमें कि सुखाने की जरूरत नहीं, ग्रेन में कन्वर्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं होती है. दैट्स अ काइंड ऑफ अ फ्यूचर इज देयर. हाउएवर यस, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट. लोगों को इसमें आने की जरूरत है. और रियल मीनिंग क्या होती है कि भाई हाइड्रोपोनिक और अर्बन फार्मिंग, how it is going to change the scenario of farming or agri output industry, one need to realize. I don't know, you remember or not, you use a word hyper local. हाइपर लोकल मीन्स अगर आपके खुद की सोसाइटी में, या आपके खुद के फ्लैट में, या आपके खुद के घर में कुछ आप प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हो लोकली, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ हाइपर लोकल. एंड दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ विजन आई एम लुकिंग फॉर कि भाई हर एक घर में एक छोटा सा यूनिट हो जिसमें एटलीस्ट बच्चे को पढ़ाने के लिए. आज तो ये भी नहीं पता कि भाई बहुत सारे बच्चे ऐसे हैं कि टमाटर जमीन के अंदर फलता है या आलू पेड़ के ऊपर फलती है या कैसा है.
उनको पता भी नहीं है.
तो एक अगर छोटी सी भी यूनिट घर के अंदर है, तो एक तो वो छोटा जो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन आ रही है, दे कैन एटलीस्ट इंटरैक्ट विद दीज काइंड ऑफ प्लांट्स एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि कैसे ये खेती होती है, खेती बाड़ी का जो बेसिक है वो कहाँ से आता है. एंड सेकेंड, द अदर पार्ट ऑफ, बिकॉज मोस्टली अगर आप देखो तो आज तो न्यूक्लियर फैमिली हो रही है, बट मैक्सिमम अगर देखेंगे तो 3 generations आर स्टेइंग टुगेदर. एक बच्चा, एक हम जैसे प्रोफेशनल, और हमारे माता पिता. एंड इट इज गोइंग टू बी रियली अ क्वालिटी टाइम फॉर देम कि भाई पौधा देखो यार, फूल निकल रहा, फल निकल रहा है, एंड दे कैन स्पेंड देयर देयर. बिकॉज इस उम्र में क्या होता है, एक एंगेजमेंट की जरूरत होती है. एंड professional like us who is running behind for fulfilling the need of our family, they will get a quality produce from right from their balcony. So कहीं एक अगर इस तरीके का मिशन अचीव कर सके हम कि हाइपर लोकल, आइदर एट इंडिविजुअल लेवल, आइदर एट सोसाइटी लेवल, और एट अ डार्क स्टोर लेवल. So even dark store, Blinkit and all those quick commerce platform, they are using this dark store for ensuring their 10-minute supply. So even that is also a one area जहाँ पे कि हम production facility कर सकते हैं, but not like control environment. वहां पे बाकी सब चीजें कंट्रोल होगी, आपको सूरज भी कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा. सो वहां पे इंडोर फार्मिंग इज गोइंग टू वर्क. स्टिल it is a costly, so cost optimization is one of the challenge which we are trying to address. However, yes, आगे अगर जाएं, ये hyper local is going to be one of the solution for the society for meeting their nutritional need. खाना तो सबको मिल जाएगा.
डॉक्टर प्रवीण, यहाँ पर जब व्हेन वी यूज द वर्ड हाइपर लोकल, ओके, रूफ टॉप फार्मिंग अगर हम लोग बोलें, ओके, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ अस आर लिविंग इन फ्लैट्स। ओके, बहुत कम लोगों के पास अपना अपना घर है। सो मेजोरिटी ऑफ द पीपल आर रिसाइडिंग इन देयर फ्लैट। ओके, और मेरा मानना यही है कि अगर फ्लैट है तो छत है।
हम्म,
ठीक है, चाहे वो कम्युनिटी का छत हो, चाहे वो
हम्म,
इंडिविजुअल चार चार फ्लैट्स का एक बिल्डिंग हो, छत सबका है।
yep,
सो द कम्युनिटी शुड आल्सो कम फॉरवर्ड फॉर जो उनकी सोसाइटी है, जिसमें आउट ऑफ जस्ट क्यूरियोसिटी, जैसे मैंने पहले भी आपसे बोला कि दिल से बात निकलती है। ओके,
हम्म,
सो जो कम्युनिटी है या जो सोसाइटी, रेसिडेंशियल सोसाइटीज हैं, ठीक है, मेरे हिसाब से उनको भी सामने आना चाहिए। ठीक है, रूफ टॉप जो एरिया, जो ऑलमोस्ट वेस्ट एरियाज हैं, ठीक है, उनको यूज करके हम लोग वहां पर डिपेंडिंग अपॉन किस टाइप का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप कर सकते हैं या क्या कर सकते हैं, दे कैन हैव देयर हाइड्रोपोनिक सिस्टम या एक्वापोनिक सिस्टम या कुछ भी वो लोग डेवलप करके उस जगह को यूज कर सकते हैं। हमेशा हम लोग क्या होता है, लैंड के पीछे पड़े हुए, एग्री फार्मर्स जो है उनका लैंड है, उनका ये है, सब कुछ उसके पीछे, हमारे पास जगह पड़ा हुआ है, हमको यूज नहीं कर पा रहे हैं उस चीज को।
yep. So, hello.
हाँ, डॉक्टर।
सी अल्टीमेटली अगर देखें तो यहाँ पे नॉट अब I'm putting my effort. I should put in that way. I'm putting my effort and interacting with the ministry guys for a policy updation. अगर इसमें एक क्योंकि जिस समय ये पॉलिसी बन रही थी उस समय भी I've given in a two parts. One is something like commercial farming, and another is for a home gardener. So somehow commercial part तो आ गया part में आपकी subsidy scheme में, but there is a need for home grower. There need to be some promotional scheme. And the good part is the current agriculture minister is the first who has at least mentioned the high-tech farming also. Otherwise, somehow ministry was not that kind of a comfortable using this urban farming ki hame karni chahiye. They always talking about the natural farming and traditional farming. But I must congratulate or convey my kind of a regards to the present agriculture minister, that he is trying to build a balance between traditional farming and the urban farming or a high tech farming. So he's the first one who started talking on both. Otherwise, most of the time the talk was around how to meet the requirement of our marginal and poor farmer. So 99% of the schemes were focusing on that segment of the society. I'm not in a position that they should get that. Absolutely. But there is a need to be a balanced approach for delivering what we are looking in the field of agriculture. सो समहाउ अगर आप बात कर रहे हैं रूफटॉप फार्मिंग की, definitely this is known as a community farming in a high rise societies or even low density high rise for societies. However, my thought A would be uh, all those bulk should come from rooftop farms, and even if, means everybody, everyone, every individual professional who can afford will एग्री विथ माय थॉट। 1 से 2 स्क्वायर मीटर तो दे ही सकते हैं ना हम अपनी बालकनी में। उतना भी एरिया काफी होता है कि आपके यहाँ कुछ भी नहीं निकल रहा, अगर सैलेड वाली क्रॉप भी आपने निकाल ली, 4 पेड़ आपने चेरी टोमेटो के लगा लिए, 2 या 3 पेड़ आपने खीरे के लगा लिए, that is going to meet your at least salad requirement, and you will feel like a proud and privileged, oh मैंने तो आज 4 खीरे तोड़े। एंड आपको अभी भी दिखता होगा, अगर वो खीरा टेढ़ा भी निकला, टमाटर छोटा भी निकला, बैगन ऐसे ही निकला, फिर भी उसकी फोटो डालते हैं, दिस इज माय गार्डन प्रोड्यूस। आपके बहुत सारे फेसबुक पोस्ट पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे, व्हाट्सएप पे, अरे आज हमने ये हार्वेस्ट किया। सो जस्ट बिलीव मी, 1 square meter or 2 square meter is more than sufficient for your own consumption of all those fresh produce. बट यस, थोड़ा एक कहीं ना कहीं सोच में बदलाव की जरूरत है कि भाई आज जो हमारा फ्लैट होता है वो 6,000 से लेके 25,000 स्क्वायर फीट का होता है, तो मैं 20 स्क्वायर फीट इसको कैसे दे दूं? But yes, if you are really willing, there is a need for a policy advocacy also at the Ministry of Urban Planning and all. So, roof garden followed by even the kind of a balcony gardening, I should say. The balcony garden. Kitchen garden say now the name should go to the balcony garden.
बालकनी का, राइट।
यस, सो वो आपकी काफी रिक्वायरमेंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ अ हाइपर लोकल एंड फ्रेशनेस। अगर आप अभी सर्च करोगे, गूगल को थोड़ा कष्ट दोगे, तो समझ में आएगा कि जैसे ही आप हार्वेस्ट करते हो, उससे लेके हर एक घंटे में उसकी क्वालिटी डिट्यूरेट होती है। एंड सच अ प्रिविलेज कि मैंने एक बाहर से खीरा तोड़ा और अपनी डाइनिंग टेबल पे लेके सैलेड बनाने लग गया। तो उससे न्यूट्रिशियस, उससे फ्रेश तो कुछ भी नहीं होता है। सो दैट्स द नीड ऑफ अ आवर।
यहाँ पर डॉक्टर प्रवीण, आई विल कम टू माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। ओके,
या
because being into HR and being into also teaching into management institutes, तो मैं और कभी कभी बॉटनी भी पढ़ा लेता हूँ, ठीक है। तो आई विल जस्ट, मैं हमेशा यंग स्टूडेंट्स और यंग प्रोफेशनल्स के बीच में एक्चुअली घिरा रहता हूँ, ठीक है। एंड आई फील प्रिविलेज्ड आउट ऑफ दैट, ठीक है। नो डाउट बॉटनी में जब मुझे पेड़ पौधों से प्यार होता है और जब मैं उनको बोलता हूँ कि देखो ये पौधे आपस में बात करते हैं और ये किसी को पता नहीं चलता है, तो वही चीज जैसे मैंने एक बुक, अभी मेरा वर्क चल रहा है उस पर, सो आई एम ट्राइंग टू राइट अ बुक ऑन लर्निंग्स फ्रॉम द प्लांट, ठीक है।
दैट्स
मेरे
ग्रेट।
कुछ लिंक्डइन पोस्ट हैं मेरे पर्सनल उस पे पेज पे, जहां पर मैंने लिखा है कि जो लेसन्स फ्रॉम प्लांट दैट वी कैन यूज इन मैनेजमेंट। सो बहुत
यप
कुछ मैंने पौधों से सीखा है और मैं बच्चों को भी सिखाता रहता हूँ, सो दैट दे कैन नो हाउ व्हाट वी कैन लर्न फ्रॉम द प्लांट। ओके,
यप
तो उस सिनेरियो पे और जो अभी तक अपनी बातें हुई हैं, उस दोनों सिनेरियो को मिला के एक मेरे पास दिमाग में क्वेश्चन आया है, ठीक है। जैसे अब हमेशा व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट मेकिंग फार्मिंग अ रिस्पेक्टेबल एंड एस्पिरेशनल प्रोफेशनल profession again, that what you are also on a mission to.
यप
So, what mindset change do young professional and entrepreneurs need to truly see agriculture as a space of innovation and impact? Although agripreneurship is now becoming one of the key part of being entrepreneurs. Okay, they have qualified. The agriculture has qualified to become a word called agripreneur. Okay, and
यप
we are being a plant lovers, we are proud of that. Okay, but still there is too long way to go. Okay, so how you suggest that?
सी बहुत सिंपल सी चीज है। आज हम यहाँ पे हैं, somehow our forefathers have done something for us. Is a time when we should opt for a profession where we can earn as well as give back to society. And believe me, agriculture and urban farming is one of the option. The young guys now, ये वो वाली खेती नहीं हुई कि पता चला कि लेके धूप में फावड़ा चला रहे हैं। This is all together different. Try to understand a kind of प्रोफेशन जहां पे आप व्हाइट कॉलर के साथ साथ ये नहीं कहोगे कि जी मुझे स्ट्रेस हो रहा है। द मोमेंट यू एंटर इन योर ग्रीन हाउस इन अ ग्रोइंग एरिया, योर स्ट्रेस इज गॉन, and there are many natural or naturopathy options which says spending time with plants, spending some kind of a agriculture activity is a good stress buster. So young man, why can't you opt for a profession where every morning you are going to see a kind of a smiling faces of your crop, of your plants, and there will not be any kind of a such problem of stress. The only challenge is we as a part of this industry, need to develop, contribute for a mechanism or the technology by which we can deliver cost effectively the nutritive produce. And that is the challenge. And whoever want to venture, whoever are looking for any kind of guidance or any kind of a way forward, I'll always be there and love to share that whatever I learn during my journey. But yes, this would be a paying back to your society what our forefather, because 99% of our own individual young man, somehow the root is coming from the farming. कहीं ना कहीं हमारा जुड़ाव गांवों से है, खेती से है। एक मौका है, एक अवसर है जहां की आप उसी जील के साथ, उसी एक काइंड ऑफ मिशन के साथ इस इनिशिएटिव में जुड़ सकते हो। और एक समाज को अच्छा खिलाने में जो सुकून मिलता है, वो पैसे तो मिलेंगे ही, पैसे तो आपके साथ आएगा ही, बट जो सुकून मिलेगा, दैट यू विल नेवर नेवर काइंड ऑफ गेट with any other kind of a profession. So yeah, believe me, this is going to be a future for at least the urban growing. So learn it, burn your hand, and just be a agripreneur.
And
Yeah.
one thing यहाँ पर मैं और ऐड करूँगा, for those who are watching right now or who will be watching us after the recorded videos. Okay, Switzerland and other countries are green. Okay, let's make India green.
Yep, that's true. Absolutely.
ओके सो डॉक्टर प्रवीण, टाइम तो हम लोग देखे भी नहीं थे कि इतना टाइम हम लोग आपस में बातें करते चले गए. ओके
Yeah.
सो टू सम इट अप, बिफोर वी सम इट अप, एक हमेशा इंस्पायरिंग माइंड्स की तरफ से क्वेश्चन रहता है. ओके सो फॉर डॉक्टर प्रवीण सिंह, in one line, what does being an inspiring mind means to you, okay, as an individual, and what message would you like to leave for the listeners today?
Utilize your kind of this precious life and deliver for the society and make a difference. और जो आज की बात होती है कि yes, this I am planning and will deliver down the line, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, maybe 30 years. But yes, nutrition and food is going to be the future. And come and join. You will enjoy, believe me. And it's not the rocket science. Again, I'll say that it's not the rocket science. You can do it. Yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Praveen, as we are coming towards the end, okay, I would like to sincerely thank you, Dr. Praveen, for sharing your insights, experience, and vision.
Hey, Vishal, you are on mute. Vishal, you are on mute.
So sorry, Dr. Praveen. So, as we come to close today, the Inspiring Minds conversation, I would like to sincerely thank you, Dr. Praveen, for sharing your insight, experience, and vision so generously with us. Okay, and to be very honest, it was long waiting for me to have a discussion with plant scientist. Okay, long I miss it a long time. Okay, it has been long,
Somehow
2012.
I contributed and made Vishal happy to have me.
Yeah, I love the day today, and
Yeah.
with new year starting so greenish for me. Okay, now I feel on the very positive notes towards this entire year. Okay, so definitely I would say that today's discussion remind us that agriculture is not about productivity but about health, because we talked about food security, we talked about different other nutritional aspects. We talked about responsibility, and we talked about the future we can collaborate and yeah, shaping us. Okay, so those who are interested also can reach out to Dr. Praveen. Okay, I will say share the LinkedIn profile of Dr. Praveen in the chat. Okay, and Dr. Praveen is quite very active on LinkedIn. Personally, being Inspiring Mind is also very active on LinkedIn. But at the same time, Dr. Praveen is also very active on LinkedIn. Okay, so anything there is there, you can always reach out to them. Okay, please do put stories ahead with Dr. Praveen, and we as an Inspiring Minds team, okay, will definitely look forward for those stories to come forward and share with the world. Okay, so thank you all, Dr. Praveen, for that. Okay, and on the behalf of Dr. Praveen, we have planted a tree on your behalf. Okay, we call
That's
it
great.
as
I got that email, and I really love this way gifting a person that by planting this sapling there. It's really a good initiative, and this is first time I got that type of kind of gift for presenting myself there. So thank you very much.
and we call it as ek ped baake naam.
Hmm.
Okay, so just a gift to the mother nature. So even the
Yeah.
mail that you have received here, received on your email ID, it says that a gift has been given to the mother nature on your behalf.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
so all the details related to where the plant has been planted, who is taking care, and everything has already been shared on your email ID. Okay, and thank you for always there. Okay, so and thank you to all those who have joined us and those who will be watching us the recorded videos. We thank you everyone in advance. Okay, your engagement has those people who have joined has truly depth for the conversation. So before we sign off, we encourage you to follow the Inspiring Minds page on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn page link has been given on the channel, the event page itself. Okay, so at the Inspiring Minds, we believe that inspiration begins when awareness leads to action. Okay, we hope today's conversation stay with you for long after the session ends. Okay, stay curious, stay engaged, and continue to be an inspiring minds. Thank you for being us with today. So thank you, Dr. Praveen, again.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you all. And yep, I'm always there for any kind of technical discussion, knowledge, or anything which is contributing for the Kheti Badi. So let's enjoy the Kheti Badi in this 2026 and contribute for the society. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Praveen. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.